in my 20s, so being a first generation daughter of immigrants, my father's from the Dominican Republic and my mother's from Ecuador.
Okay.
And growing up in New York City, you always really believe that money does not grow on trees. It really does. You just have to have the mentality. But I always was so afraid to hold on to it that I just spent it. And I made a lot of money in my 20s through investing, really smart investing, got in a lot of early in a lot of tech companies, and through just being a really good saver.
Welcome, ladies, to a new episode and a new season of Get It Girl.
On the couch today, we will have Latina entrepreneur and co-CEO of We All Grow Latina, Vanessa Santos, joining us.
On Girl Talk, we're going to cover an issue that's affecting millions and millions of women in America, the reversal of Roe v. Wade.
And we'll end the show on a lighter note with a segment with Latina puppeteer Michelle Zamora.
As you can see, we have a pretty packed show, so don't go anywhere because Get It Girl is about to start. Today we're joined with a very special guest host. She is the partner and co-CEO at We All Grow Latina, a strategic advisor, a speaker, an investor, and many more things. Please welcome Vanessa Santos.
Hi.
Hi. Vanessa, thank you so much for being with us here today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so very grateful to be here. So thank you.
We're so happy to have you.
So happy.
So tell us, how did you get your start in finance and investing?
Oh my God. So I did it because I lost a lot of money.
No.
Wow.
How? What happened? Tell us the story.
So in my 20s, so being a first generation daughter of immigrants, my father's from the Dominican Republic and my mother's from Ecuador.
Okay.
And growing up in New York City, you always really believe that money does not grow on trees. It really does. You just have to have the mentality. But I always was so afraid to hold on to it that I just spent it. And I made a lot of money in my 20s through investing, really smart investing, got in a lot of early in a lot of tech companies, and through just being a really good saver. I always had 2 to 3 jobs at a time.
That's that New York hustle.
That is that
I'm
New
from
York hustle,
too,
right? Yes, so
always
you get
2
it.
or 3 jobs.
Exactly, 2 to 3 jobs, because it's like not just paying my bills, it's paying my family's bills.
Right.
So I lost so much money to a point where there was one year that I had about $130,000 saved. And then with the next year, I had like negative $27 in my bank account.
Oh my Lord.
And I was just like, hold on. It's not making money, it's learning how to hold it. It's learning how to grow it. And so then my journey started with learning and reading books, things that I didn't learn in college that my parents obviously didn't know any better.
Right.
And so I just started reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the Art of Investing, just to understand what these terms meant, what all these white men were speaking about that I had no idea what they were talking about. And that became my, that started my journey on learning how to save it, grow it, compound it, and then also giving it back to the community so that we can build our own wealth.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is so beautiful to hear.
Self-taught.
I know.
I love that
And
for
how
her.
did you get involved with We All Grow Latina?
Oh, I manifested that. I'm a master manifester. Like, I believe in praying for things that you want, journaling for things that you want. And in 2019, I actually went to the We All Grow Summit. And I went by myself because I knew I needed a change. I had reached the height of my corporate career, but I was internally miserable because on paper I had achieved everything, but inside I'm like, this doesn't feel like me. This doesn't feel like something that I truly want to do.
Right.
So I went to this conference and I was just surrounded by all these beautiful, diverse women. And I was like, wait, hold on, there's a world where women support each other and actually have each other's back on this beautiful show. And I was like, how do I get more of this? And so I began to journal and really think about intentionally how I want to spend my time. And so then in 2021, I took a very public mental health leave. I had severe extreme burnout after the pandemic. I was leading a global team of 36.
Wow.
And I was absorbing, I'm an empath. I pick up people's energies and I speak in energy, and I was feeling everyone's pain, and I was like, oh my God, there's no way that I can do what I need to do to help these people within these containers of corporate America.
Right.
I need to do something more for myself. And I started meditating and thinking about, where do I see myself? And We All Grow popped up, We All Grow popped up. And I kid you not, that same month, Anna Flores called me and she says, I have a wild idea. And I said, yes. And she's like, you don't even know what I'm gonna ask you. And I was like, I don't care. It's just yes, because I know what you've built, I know what you do. And I remember Summit and how that was the change, the spark that changed my life.
Right.
And she's like, I need a partner. I need a co-CEO. I need somebody who's going to help me run this. And I said, well, I am your girl. And I pulled out my journal. I sent her a photo. I was like, I actually journaled this.
I love
It was
that.
insane.
Wow. So what are you manifesting for We All Grow Latina in the future?
Oh, I love this question. So I'm manifesting, so I have my team on OKRs, which are objectives and key results. So that way we have like really big visions on what we want to do as a collective. So this year we're manifesting to impact 1 million Latinas, and next year we want to impact between 3 to 5 million Latinas through our virtual events, our in-person events, partnerships, our community, our Amigas community, which is where we actually get to connect with them on a daily basis. So that is one of my biggest goals, because I just know that the things that we do have a ripple effect in life with anything that you do.
For sure.
And so to think about the fact that one person was impacted just by going to a summit in 2019, what the ripple effect of that was, because I've shared this energy and my learnings with others, and I'm sharing it with the both of you. And then my goal is that we can expand that so that we build our socio and economic power. So that's what I'm manifesting.
Wow,
for
yeah,
next
when's the
year.
next
I
summit?
want to come.
You got it, girl. We're gonna get in there,
get
girl.
in there?
We're gonna get in there.
Okay.
I'm trying to use the pun of the show.
Yeah.
We're gonna get in there.
I love that, and I feel like the potential is limitless, because what you're saying, it's kind of like a ripple effect. You were affected and you're giving that back, so that's really beautiful. I love that.
So if you do want to get involved with We All Grow Latina, where do we go? How can we get more information?
Where do we find you?
Yes. Okay. So you can find us on weallgrowlatina.com, on Instagram at weallgrowlatina. I'm at Vanessa Santos Fine, and we can connect on Amigas. So every week we host office hours, and office hours is a 1-hour opportunity for our community to just connect and talk to us and be part of, and just be part and get poured into. And so for as much as we receive, we love to give back. And so just connect with us on Instagram and on our website.
Perfect. We will
That's so
definitely
great.
do that.
Yeah.
Everybody watching, you should do that as well. We need to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more Vanessa Santos. And we are back with Vanessa Santos. Vanessa, a lot of Latinos think that they need a Harvard degree to start investing, or they need to read up on a bunch of stuff. Do you agree with that?
Oh my God, absolutely not. Absolutely not. See, making money isn't necessarily about being smart. It's about just being savvy. And a few things that I've learned is that you just have to educate yourself. And also, don't take advice from people who haven't been where you want to go.
Yeah, those
right?
are great tips.
Like, I would take advice from my parents, and like, I love them, you know, but they haven't made millions of dollars.
Right.
And so if my mom tells me, oh, just keep your money here, save it, save it, save it, you know, I subscribe to that idea for such a long time, but when you're putting your money in a traditional savings account, it's not growing. You want to put your money in assets that are giving you returns, right, that are going to grow on your behalf. And if you want to be a little bit more aggressive, then you invest. You invest with a lot of robo platforms. Like, I personally invest with Elevis. It's not an ad. It's just that I'm a big fan because it is by women for women, and I'm a big subscriber of helping to put more money in women's hands. So we just have to find ways of being savvy. Read books. There are tons of books, and also with a few gurus on YouTube and TikToks. Obviously, be careful who you're taking advice from. Do your research. Again, make sure that they've been where you want to go before taking the advice. And it's so easy for people to claim receipts, because at this day you can kind of plagiarize anything. So more than anything, trust your gut. But try to do things a little differently than your parents and your ancestors in order to help build generational wealth. But you do not need an Ivy League degree to know about money. If you follow the trail of money, in fact, there's one person that I follow on Instagram that you have to follow, and her name is Linda Garcia from In Loose We Trust. And her Instagram every single day is giving me tips on how to grow money, how to invest, and where to invest, and the market. So just as long as you understand the flow of money and how money can grow and compound, you're going to be in a good place.
Wow, thank you for those tips.
Yeah.
If, say, someone wanted to reach out to a mentor, how would you go about that?
Oh God, I love mentors. Mentors are my jam. I'm a mentor of a lot of women. Every year I mentor between 20 and 30 women. And it's so important, because many times you don't know what you don't know, and the only way you do is to have somebody who's been there helping you and guiding you. So there's 2 key tips for finding a mentor that have worked for me. So there was one mentor who I've idolized for many, many years. She is a very well-known VC head, and I just went to the conferences that I knew she was going to attend. And I finally just got the courage, and I was like, you know what, I need to talk to this woman, because not only is she a woman of color, she's a woman that has been in an environment that's fully men, that's, you know, surrounded by men and doing the damn thing. And I'm like, I need to know who she is. And if she doesn't have time to mentor me, that's fine, because she's incredibly busy. But I at least wanted to make sure that I got to know her.
Shoot your shot.
You gotta shoot your shot. You have to take your shot. You know, sin pena. Like, don't be timid. You know how they, you know, something that your parents or grandparents may have told you is like, keep your head down and just work hard. Absolutely not. Because no one's gonna hand you a raise, no one's gonna hand you a promotion.
Yeah.
You have to
ask for
speak
that
up.
stuff.
Amen.
Of course.
So I went to this conference and I just approached her and I said, I'm a very big fan. I'm sure you're incredibly busy, but I'd love to have time with your assistant and maybe get on your calendar sometime this year. No pressure. She was like, absolutely. Wow. Okay. It took 6 months to get a meeting, but I got the meeting and I just let her know that I'm just very interested in learning about angel investing and how I could support other women. And then our relationship built and grew. So leverage ways where they are, find them where they are, and also leverage LinkedIn in a polite way, but also use your mentor for learning, not for demanding. That's a very particular relationship to nurture.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
great
those
advice.
tips.
Of course. Yay.
Well, we're taking a quick break, but we're coming back with Vanessa and a quite controversial girl talk, Roe versus Wade overturned. You definitely don't want to miss it.